my channel. Today's video I'm going to be showing you my February favorites, and I'm going to start out with the face. And the month of February, my skin has felt kind of on the dry side. So what I like to do is, besides moisturizing and all of that, before I put on my makeup, I like to use this little deluxe sample size that I've got of the Smashbox primer water. And when I put this on before I put on my foundation, it really makes my skin feel so much better and so much more hydrated. I've been using the It Cosmetics CC cream. I have the two shades, the Fair and the Light, and I mix those. This is the regular CC Plus cream, and I also have both of these shades of the illuminating one, so I kind of alternate. Sometimes I mix these with the illuminating when I want a little more, the CC Plus cream has all that stuff that's good for your skin that I really need this time of year. I pulled out my Covergirl Trublend Pressed powder to use, and this is a translucent pressed powder. I like the translucent powders as long as they're not real white, that will set my makeup without adding any color. And this seems to do that very well for me, and so I've been using that this month. Along with, for bronzer, I've been using this. This came in a BoxyCharm box. It's the Pure Mineral Glow. And I like this pretty good. I would rather it didn't have, it's got just a little bit of shimmer that it doesn't really show up much when you use it, but I would prefer it if it had been matte. I like how this has been working to give me a little more bronze for when my foundation is too light, and seems like with my skin tone I have trouble finding a good match for my skin tone. Another blast from the past that I've been using is this Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana bronzer. Now I like to use this more as a highlight for my cheeks and up and down my nose, and the cupid's bow and the chin and that kind of thing. I really like this. And with Wet n Wild has a very good price on their products, and look at that thing, how big it is. And something new on the playground is this Lorac blush palette from the California Dream Collection. And I showed this when I hauled it with some drugstore stuff. And I like this. Every shade in this appeals to me except for this pink one. So, it gets used less than any of the others. But this is what I've been favoring for blush this month. That was the face. Now to move on to the eyes. Now, I have pulled out, I call this an oldie but a goodie. And this is the Physicians Formula Canyon Classics Quad. And I bought this after watching one of Emily Noel 83's videos on it. And they were discontinuing them. And I wish I'd have picked up two. I would like to have another one. I don't know if it shows up, but I use this a lot as a kind of like a foundation for the eyeshadows. And so if I'm using a palette, a lot of times, if it doesn't have one of these light shades, then I'll pull this out and use this one. But what I've been doing a lot lately is just kind of not really doing a whole lot of eyeshadow looks. Mainly I've just been doing this, and then like either this brown or this brown in the crease, and kind of using this with this kind of on the bottom lash line. Or maybe, like a little out here. And just, this is kind of like my go-to eyeshadow palette. That it's something simple, and I can just put it on. They blend real good and everything, and so I've been using that a lot, as well as pulling out my Carli Bybel palette. Now, I have this on my makeup table, and it doesn't show that I've used a whole lot out of it, but I mainly use this, of course. You know, it's that other lighter shade that I like. And then these two. And these are the palettes that I use when I'm just in a hurry and don't want to think about, you know, come up with to create an eye look, because I need to put something on and then just go on out the door and do what I got to do. And look halfway decent while I do it. So that's what I've done. And then with this, you know, with these shimmers, you know, if I've got just a few extra minutes and want to do a little something, I can, you know, take my finger and just put that on. And this is my favorite highlight in this palette. These two, which these would look great on darker skin tones, or, you know, I can use them as eyeshadows because they are similar to some of these other kind of shimmery eyeshadows. And then I'll use like one of these, this darker burgundy purple, or this darker, kind of a real dark brown espresso, you know, on the lash line or even in the outer V. It just depends on how I'm feeling and how much time I've got. And the final eyeshadow palette that I've been enjoying this month is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Now, this is a palette that I've been using when I'm just feeling kind of warm and fuzzy, you know, just really peachy. Want to be peachy. Because it has some peach colors, you know, and then it has some of these other darker colors, and there's even a green, and, you know, all that. So, you know, there's just kind of all kinds of choices there. Now, that's the eyes. Now on to the lips. Now, the lipsticks that I have really been loving, and, you know, if you watch my videos very long, you know I love lipstick. And these are the Noyah lipsticks. I've got these, a trio of these. My other one was not handy to find, but I've been wearing these two shades more this month. But this is one of those Ipsy offers that there was a set of 3. And this one is in the shade Currant News, and I think I was wearing this in one of my recent videos. This is like a kind of a purpley berry shade, and I love these. They're so creamy on the lips, and they wear very well. And then this shade is African Nights, and it is more of a red, and it's sort of a that's what it looks like in the tube. It's kind of a reddy red. Not really an orange red. It's not a blue red. It's not a pink red. It's just red. So that's my beauty favorites for the month of February. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.